Right, Baron Buckfast time. Let's just change my sellotape on the top. I'm going to go and see, hopefully, going to go and see Becky and Nige and do their beehive that they had. They had the Doom Nuke off me. And see how they're getting on. Or see how the bees are getting on and they're getting on. But yeah, hopefully do that this afternoon. Once I've been back to work and come home again. But we'll have to see if Becky and Nigel let me do a video, because it is on there in their garden and stuff, so it'd be nice if we can show you where they are. I was worried that these girls had paralysis virus, but I think it was a false alarm. I don't know what was wrong, whether it was some chemical or but there's something. They just were acting weird. But it was looking like the colony's really getting going now, this one. And I think, had it not have been so dry, they'd have really stashed some honey away. I mean, this is heavy. This is nice and heavy. It's not capped or anything, but it's very heavy. This is heavy as well with honey. You can just see it glistening maybe, I don't know. And they're starting to cap this side in places. Anyway, right, let's have a look over this other side. And just make sure they've got enough room. Yeah. So this is drawn out and this is light, so they don't need any more space, which I didn't think they would do, but what I might do is swap the ones which had a bit of honey in from next door. And these girlies can finish them off. That's not got a lot on it. Have that nice heavy one. Not that they will finish it off, because I don't know if there's much flowing at the moment. And the brambles are pretty much done. And then there's a tiny little bit of nectar on that one. Right, that's getting heavier. And so's that one. So if there's another nice heavy one over here, one here we go. There's one. They can have this one. I put that in the middle because it's quite full and capped. There we go. Right. I'm going to just whisk this one off. And when we whip it off, if I turn, I'll show you where I've laid the roof, look. On the floor. Something like that. And you lay it on top of your roof whenever you take your super off. Like this. It stops all stones sticking to it, and it stops grass sticking to it. And then when this one comes off, you turn it at an angle and put that on top of that. Just showing you how to do it if you ever do want to do it. Let's hope some people want to get into beekeeping, eh? Good hobby. Right. Here we go. Brace came up here, look. So we get a pot. I'm going to scrape it off and stick it in the pot. Give me a little bit of puff. Keeping all the wax. Eventually I'm going to make something out of it, or just melt it down, and you can swap it with wholesalers for sheets of wax, so that would save me a bit of money, which would be grateful. Would be gratefully received. Oh damn, missed my pot. You see how calm the old Buckfasts are though? The temperament, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They don't try and sting me, look. There's a nice bit of syrup in here. Just drawn out this side on the edge. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is doing things to me, this is. Look at that. Capped honey. It's capped both sides pretty much. That's beautiful. Because the summer honey is better than the spring honey generally, I think, because the spring honey goes set because of the oilseed rape that they forage on generally. It sets and it goes, yeah, it goes hard. You can still get your spoon in it if you heat your spoon up, but it still tastes amazing. Oh yeah, oh wow. Look at that. Full. Go on, out the way, girl. Out the way, my little boot. This one's going to be heavy. This soup is going to be heavy to take off. Yeah, fully capped. So we might have to think about getting the old extractor polished off. Let's hope we've got a few more to take in there. Just this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love you, bees. Don't like taking the honey. That bores me. I like eating it. I like people trying it, but the actual extraction, I'm not a big fan. This is the fun bit. Getting your suit on and getting in the bees, this is the fun bit. Yep, fully capped. Right, I'm not going to look anymore. I'm just going to check the end one and see what's happening there. This end one wasn't fully capped. And this one's a lot more developed than this other end one, so it's not fully capped, but it is one side, nearly the end. So look at this old booty. Yep, basically harvestable as well, that one, so absolutely stunning. Gorge. Right. Let's put it all back together then. Slide her along a bit. Oops, not too much. Leave them a little bit more room than the spaces let you, and you get a bit of a fatter frame. There we go. We've got to move these frames. So this is going on top, and we've got a queen excluder here, so I want to leave the queen excluder down when I take this frame, if possible. Yeah, this is heavy. Ooh, holy guacamole. Right, just very quickly show you what I mean. So you sort of stack them on top of each other like that. It keeps them all nice and clean. And right, so just set you up again on here so that you don't fall over. With a little bit of smoke. It's just now warming up, but we've had some ridiculously hot weather. 40 degrees, just under 40. It's 39 point something on Tuesday. It's now Saturday. The day before that was 37 or 38 degrees Celsius. So I work in Celsius. I know I've got a couple of subscribers from over the pond, and sorry, I don't know what that is in your terminology. Hello to everyone as well. And Angel, I'm trying to sort out that honey, but I might wait for this summer honey to come off and it'll be runny honey then. But then you ain't got to worry about it. So this one's not anything really. It's more like just a spacer board, but it's there. You don't want the minging brace going. So what have we got here? Brood that's hatched. There's a few clear cells in the middle, and this is just full of brood here, cat brood. So this queen's not slowed down, really, by the looks of it. Just a super frame. I'm using it as a brood box, half a brood box, and that is full of brood. Same with this one. It's a slab of brood, super full of brood. Same here. A whole slab of worker brood and a little bit of drone brood they've built on the bottom. That the bobbly ones are the drone brood. We've got a play cup in the bottom here, queen cup. Well, it's only a play cup, there's nothing in it. Now I did clip this queen because she is being purchased off the internet. This has cost me money. So if she did swarm, she won't be able to fly off though. She'll just hang on the bottom of the hive or something. So what we got here is this was a whole frame of cat brood, and she's laid the whole thing up. The whole thing is just hatching eggs and larvae developing, and there's a few eggs still. So this is going to be another whole frame of brood again eventually. Oh yeah, that's all different stages of brood and larvae and eggs, all the whole frame again. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Where's the queen? So this is all the same as the previous frame, this one. Yeah. It's all different stages of larvae and eggs. It's going to be a whole frame of worker brood again, pretty much. Ditto. Same. There's a load of eggs. She's been up here laying recently. There she is. She's got the yellow spot for this year. It's a beautiful queen, isn't it? I don't know if you can see her. Sort of middle right. Gorgeous. Laying very well. So Pop her back so we don't lose her. Just such lovely calm bees as well. So Baron Buckfast. So far, so good. This is all brood and bee bread and some stores, a little bit of brood in the middle. So bee bread is where they mix pollen and honey together and they make like a bread to feed the young bees. And this has got some pollen. This sticky stuff here, look, you see this? This is propolis. It's like bee super glue. They stick everything together with it so that their frames, their honeycombs, don't wobble about and break. So that's how they survive in the wild. And when there's a wind and the tree that they're in blows and shakes, they don't fall to bits. Just pushing these back together without trying to squash my bees. And did I take one out of here? I did, didn't I? Where's it gone? Down here. Right, now because we know the queen's in this one, what I always do, because I had one this year where the queen got into my honey super, so I'm going to put my queen excluder. Just going to give him a little puff so I don't squish too many. I'm just going to put my queen excluder over the super like that, so that when I put the super which she was in, which is a brood box, on top, she's not going to leg it into the honey super and then start laying up top. So we try and keep our queen in the brood nest if we can, if possible. We don't want her legging it, and where we don't want her. Right, so we're going to do this. This one will be nice and light compared to that other lovely full honey box. Right. Money, take my conditions. Right. Oh dear, I just sung on video. Little bit of smoke. There's a little bit of brace comb here. And the only trouble is if you don't clear it up, sometimes you end up pulling one box off and another frame comes up, so I do try and clear it up. Okay. Let's have a look here. We'll slide this one off. Got to be careful. Don't want to kill any bees if we can help it, and roll them. Squish bees, and then you squish them and then they attack you. So what we've got here is a frame of pollen and bee bread and some capped honey here. And there's all pollen in here, which they'll feed to the brood and the young stuff. Up here, this is where I took out the plugs and replaced them with air vent plugs when it was really warm. And obviously I broke a bit of polystyrene off, and they tried to clear it up and it got stuck, because they won't like having anything like that in the hive. They'll try and clear it up. The cleaner bees will sort that out. So certainly got some where they've hatched, the worker broods hatched in here. It's all lovely, beautiful, clean larvae, and then there's another load of eggs hatching just up this bit here. Some polished cells here ready for eggs. There's a few more in here that have just hatched and they're just feeding jelly too. So not far off going to be a full a full frame of brood that side, and this is just polished off, ready for eggs. There's a little tiny bit up the top side here with just hatched eggs, just turned into larvae. So we'll see, you never know, she might be slowing down, but the top box is full. That's going to be a full frame of brood. Right down to the bottom. Yep, I'll show you this one, it's nice. Slab of worker brood there. If I show you, ouch. If I show you that side, all in here, you see there's some larvae, beautiful white larvae. I'm trying to hold it still, but yep, that's going to be a whole frame, that one. It's gorge. Let's hope they get on some nectar and... oh dear. Just because I'm not using my hive tool. I used to get told off by Ian for that. Still doing it, buddy. Yep, any gaps in this one? All these gaps in here where the brood's hatched. That's all got eggs in it. And then this frame here is a whole frame that's not far off hatching, I shouldn't think. Some of it has hatched and she's laid. And that. This is a good colony, this one. So beautiful. Beautiful. This is all hatched, and then it's all been relayed, and it's all eggs in here, and then this is it in here is it's starting to be fed royal jelly where it's hatched, and yeah, amazing. Wish all my colonies looked like this. It's going to be a whole frame of brood interspersed with pollen. Capped brood, pollen and larvae in the gaps by the looks of it. Lots of light yellow pollen, which I think was probably the chestnuts. Sweet chestnuts were in a little bit ago. Don't think there's any left in now, but there was one on the park late that flowered a lot later than the rest of them. But we've got a gorgeous private garden not far, so this is a pollen frame with a little bit of drone brood on it, and this side is larvae and pollen. So full frame of pollen that side, and that side, bee bread and pollen, bee bread and pollen. So I think there's definitely probably slightly less brood in here than normal. They're storing pollen and bee bread in this one. Oh, it's drawn out, not a lot happening. Yeah, so she has slowed down a little bit. They normally lay on nectar flow, so if there's not a lot of nectar about, she'll lay less, because there might not be a whole heap of resources to feed this massive colony. You see, if she keeps laying, there won't be enough grub for them. Now they know the queenie's not here. Look, they're getting a bit cheesed off. They're not really stinging me, they're all over my hands. Because they want their queen back in here and then they'll be fine. She's nearly back, girls. I'm just going to pop this all back together. Try not to squash any. That really annoys them when you squash them. And then we'll put this last one in. Back in. There we go. There's no money. Right. Pop it all back together. I'm not going to talk, I'm going to speed this bit up. If I can remember how to do it. Right. So. Right, it's all put back together, and now it just leaves us to right. Not 100% sure it's the 24th, to be fair. Queen right. Fine. Plenty of space and everything, so they're good. Right. Shall I do the Scouser? We'll see. See what I find. See if I find anything interesting. I might just do an overview now of all the rest of them once I've finished. Yeah, okay, Booty, see you later. Ciao.